Hello, Scorpios. How are you doing? We're getting ready to do your reading for April the 15th. So make sure that you hit that like, subscribe to my channel where I am a Scorpio in 5 placements. Okay, so I am feeling your energy today, and as I do every day. But let's get into your reading, Scorpio, and I hope that you're doing well. I want to kind of check in on your recent past here and just kind of see what's been going in your energy of Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Horizon. We're going to be looking at I do want to check your blockages, and this is not something I haven't checked in a long time, and I want to see and subconsciously how to open that doorway to open your subconscious mind to a better you, okay? But I do want to look at any blockages, so keep in mind this is a Scorpio reading. Welcome, cross watchers watching for me. So they watching for me. It's like a stalker. So, welcome, tarot readers, and welcome demons. That comes and stalks my channel. Some narcissistic people out there. I'm telling you, people, they find me. I'm a small channel. I don't, there's people out there that's got 200,000 or 300,000 subscribers and getting like, 20 or 30,000 views on their videos, but I'm small, and I believe, they come here because most of you are all Scorpios, empaths. So I made a video yesterday that what came through was, your protection of the higher creator, okay? And that's what you have to remember. People are people, but people don't own your soul. The higher creator does. Okay, so what you do with it is up to you. How you corrupt it, or you keep it angelic like, okay? So you have to follow those guidelines, and you will be divinely protected. So if a lot of you got pulled out of a bad situation, be thinking you're lucky stars of the angels and the gods, and through situations, okay, Scorpio? All right, so let's get into it. All right, and I'm going to go here with Scorpio. Okay, so yeah, there's something here in your past that, you see that? That's exactly why I felt this, and I want to bring you this reading. There's a blockage here, Scorpio, where it might be financial blockage, not knowing what to do with your future blockage. That kind of bounced, but it is about your money here. I'm going to put that in the upright. So let's look at your blockages for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Venus, Horizon. So there is some energy here, you're not sure what to do with your life here. So I'm going to go into, okay. The one thing you're very clear about here, Scorpios, you're not going back to a bad situation that you just came out of. That is very clear right here. With the Six of Cups in reverse, you're not, no, may have been a relationship here, but this is over your energy of, okay, let me step back. As I made that video yesterday, this is talking about guiding you into the future, guiding you into opening that subconscious, okay? And there's so many people out there, Scorpio, that wants to break you down and keep you from your divine path. And in that divine path, as the Wheel of Fortune and the Two of Wands is here, the money and the situation. Okay, I feel my spirit coming open. Okay, so what they want you to know today, the angels. Here's my angel right here. There's another story behind that. My angels is guiding me to tell you that you have been going through some difficult times in your life. There's been a very strong pull back on your divine path. It's almost like you're, going through life and all these bumps and hills and mountains you had to climb to get over, okay? You had to get over is because you had to say to yourself, getting up every day, even when it was hard. Some of you right now don't even want to go to the job you're going to because it's not paying you enough. Or it's some kind of feeling of resistance to that job. Now, the Wheel of Fortune here is in the reverse. So you may have, like I said, you might be lost in your pathway, not knowing which way to go, what to do, how to do it, and how you're going to get there. But Scorpio, when you are in your divine energy, when you raise your frequency, when you raise that feeling inside your soul, your spirit, your light turns on like a bright, shining light. Some of you have dimmed your own light by dealing with people and situations who came only to drain you, pull you back, not fair to you, people treating you badly. The reason you were in that situation, yes, is free will, you chose it, but also, if you noticed with the Wheel of Fortune and the Wheel of Fortune here, the divine energy as an empath, a spirit worker, a light worker, chosen one, you have to feel it in your soul if I'm touching you right now. If it's resonating for you, I want you to hit that thumbs up, okay? Because that's going to tell me how many people out there are feeling this energy from me. Because your divine purpose has been derailed, distracted, and your purpose has been messed up by other people. So when you were in this situation right here, Scorpio, you were in a situation where you know, again, you know why things were not working out for you right here. Why things were not going the way you intended it. And people in your workplace, partners, family members, they were draining you somehow here with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. But you kept giving. And guess what they did? They gave you absolutely nothing. Let me know in the comments. Because somebody here that you were dealing with breadcrumbed you, didn't give you a raise, didn't support your path growth. And the Wheel of Fortune has stopped turning for you because you are in the wrong place. Wrong, I'm not going to say the wrong time, the wrong place. And they have been trying to push you to get out of this situation. It could be people, but it's coming through where you know you need to leave this situation. And you need to do it. Leave it behind. Now, when you're trusting the universe, when you're trusting and when you have cried out to the universe, or when you have prayed and meditated so deeply that you felt the spirit from the star card we might see later, the star card coming down to you, and the spirit says, Scorpio, empath. You might be a super empath. You might got some dark empath in you. You might be a Hoya, sorry, and you might be an empathic person where you have a divine job to do. And that's what you have forgotten. It's not about you making all this money. That's materialistic world. But when you understand your purpose, the spirit and the God and the universe is going to shine down on you and take care of you. So if you look at your past and all the trials and tribulations you have went through, and now you look where you're at right now, who got you there? It probably wasn't that ex-partner. It probably wasn't that boss. It probably was not your family. It was divine push you to the next level of frequencies. Now, the universe has different frequencies you have to go through. But when you reach the highest, you will see a whole different being of who you really are and why you were created. So what they wanted you to know here in the Ace of Pentacles, they want to feel a commitment from you. Are you reaching out to them in your time of need? Are you saying thank you to the universe every day? This is the universe Wheel of Fortune. That's like, it stops for you if you don't understand yet. And they're going to keep pushing you until you get it. But after that, Scorpio, they want that commitment. They will take care of you financially if those out there struggling, or you're looking for that purpose of your goals or your security of financial life. 10 of Cups, your fulfillment of happiness, because the universe wants to know. And I'm speaking from God here, so I know a lot of you come from different backgrounds. I respect you all. But we're all on the same frequency, regardless of who you believe in. There is a higher creator. Your happiness. And being in the Queen of Wands is saying you know the truth of who you are, okay? Your happiness and the truth of who you are. Regular people don't understand this. Those people you go shopping at the market or grocery stores or the malls, and all those people you walking around, you will see certain things. Like you can walk into a room, into a store, and there's nobody in there. And before you know it, you turn around, there's a line behind you. Do you know why? Because you pulled those people. Okay? When you know the truth of who you are, there is no going back to the old you. You got to stand up in your truth. But some of you are still weak. You're not accepting the Empress energy right here. You're not accepting it. And this is what your blockage is. Okay, this is a very powerful message for Scorpios. You want to know why? Because God had to get you alone. They had to get that toxic out of you. Because you have been around toxic people. Probably your whole life. Workplace can be toxic. You carry as an empath, Empress, divine protection. And remember, the Spirit or God will not put you somewhere where they don't protect you. This is protection. It's like you have your own bodyguards. You have your own secret service here. They are protecting you. Okay? So you have to understand, when you're not, here's the Ace of Swords and the King of Swords. When you're standing in the communication with a higher being, and you feel it, and you absorb it, and you believe in your soul that this is what you're supposed to be doing, things are going to change for you very quickly when it comes to money, or life, or health. I have so many stories I can't even I didn't understand this for a long time, and it's a very big, powerful gateway to a spiritual awakening. But the energy of human side of you is keeping you weak. It's keeping you insecure. It's keeping you without confidence. And some of you, again, don't know which road to do, you're just kind of lost. Because you haven't found your purpose. You haven't found your accepted. Well, let me say it this way. You have not 100% accepted your spirituality of a divine Empress. That's your blockage. But you cannot go back. Once you cross over to the divine spiritual side of you, you have emotional side of you. That's your heart. You have your mental. That's your mind. Your spiritual is your soul. Okay? You have to understand that. And of course, we have the human muscles, bones, all that. And everything will come to you when you understand this. When you open yourself up to the universe and trust that the universe will take care of you. They will give you, don't matter how many things you've been through with the Nine of Wands, this is you. You went through all these changes, all these burdens, all these things. But the universe tells you to get up. That's that little voice you hear in your head. No matter what you go through, Scorpio, the resilience of you is going to keep going. That's your spirit. That's even when your mind is telling you no, don't do it. And the negativity pops in. Your spirit gets you and says, You need to get up. Yes, we know you're on survival mode, but you need to get up because we gave you the inner strength to do this. So that's why you got to hold that purpose, that Queen of Wands energy, and not let that weakness seep into your being. When I say being, is the core of who you are. Get 2 more on the Spirit. Give me that thumbs up and hype my channel, please. Your growth. You're going to have to think about this. Now, you can deny it or accept it. Okay? Look at that. And this is where you shift into a divine light. Yes, there's your star card I was talking about earlier. Okay? I was watching the Justin Bieber reel about him at Coachella, and people were mad because he was playing like videos of himself, and people were saying that we paid this money and this, whatnot. But Justin Bieber, I watched another reel, and they asked him, why did you just play your old videos? Why did you sing along to your old songs and that kind of thing? He said because that's the way he healed himself, by looking back at how he had to heal the inner child in him, or who he was. But he wanted to be up close and personal. But in that moment in Coachella, you notice he sang a lot of, spiritual songs. And he said in another reel, he had to get back to God. Because when he got away from God, all things went downhill. All the bad people came around him. He's a very good he's an empath that had been corrupted. And to see him admit that and accept it, that his spirit belongs to the heavens and the Lord. This is why he's rebound himself or revealed himself in that way. Now, I'm not saying be like Justin Bieber, but he got lost for a while. And he became, detached from, didn't love himself. He was in the, he didn't love the spirit of who created him. But when he accepted that, guess what? You're going to be like that too. You're going to come into the King of Pentacles. Your money, your divine purpose is just going to flourish. And the universe is going to look at you like, I know you love us. And your wish is my command. Bring your heart back to me, Scorpio. Bring your soul light back to me. So let's see. So everything your wishes will come true. I'm going to tell you just a little bit. I don't want to over talk a little things, but there's your 6 of Cups. You bring your soul light back. You know how dogs love people unconditionally? Or cats. I love my dogs, and it costs me about $300 or $400 a month to take care of them. And that's with their medical, food, and sometimes I choose, because my animals has that good soul, okay? And I'm not talking about people who go out here and abuse animals, but if you have a cat, pet, dog, if you know what I'm talking about, they love you, loyalty, because they don't know any different or difference. But for me, there's been such low points in my life where everybody I trusted left me. Everybody I love left me. Left me at my most vulnerable, worst time that medically, it could have been medical, financially, in all cases. But I knew I had to, at the time I was not thinking about who created me. I wasn't thinking about my purpose in life. I was just thinking about how to survive and get to the next day. Ace of Pentacles again. So there's times that I woke up and didn't know how I was going to pay my rent at the time. I didn't know how I was going to have enough money at the end of the week to put gas in my car. But I was just scrambling. I was panicking. I was overthinking. I was worried. Of course, as a human, that's what we do. But when I realized the people that I needed the most left, when the people I loved the most left, when the people that I trusted the most are the ones who hurt me the most. Give me a thumbs up if I'm touching you. And those people, I looked around and I'm like, where are all these people that claimed they said they loved me? Where are they? And even when I needed their help and I asked for their help, which is very hard for Scorpio to do, they were nowhere to be found. There's always excuses. There was always, I don't have time this week, or I can't do it. Even after you did all the helping, and anytime you called, anytime they called you, your loyalty, like unconditional love here in the Six of Cups, you helped those people. You took care of those people. And guess what? When you needed help once, they were nowhere to be found. This is what I'm talking about. And when I understood the purpose and assignment of my divine power, which I didn't even know I had, this came along because I accepted it. I accepted my truth. That the only thing I can depend on that's going to be there unconditionally and lovingly is my higher creator of God and Jesus. And that's who I look to. Spiritually, I had disconnected so far and I got lost too, just like a lot of you are. And I had to come back because that's all I had left was to reach and look at the ceiling and ask to give mercy on me, to help me. And guess what? When I lost my job, didn't even know, like I said, I didn't know how I was going to pay things. A week later, I had another job. Then after that, another job came. It's just like when I was trying so hard to get a job, it wasn't working. But when I asked God and I repented for being lost and going too far away from my creator and whoever you believe in, it all works the same. We are all created here on earth as people. Now, you have to get in touch with that spirit side of you, Scorpio. And I know people might not believe me out there, but I'm telling you. And so I looked to the heavens and said, please help me. I surrender I know my spirit belongs to you. I surrender it. And when the angels heard that, and I believe heavily in angels, ancestors, you have people watching you. You're protected. And when these angels came out and helped me, everything started getting in alignment. I'm not even joking when I say a week later I had a job. Probably not even a week. And a very good job at that. That I wasn't even expecting. I had interviewed like 4 months prior, and I thought because that's the job I really wanted. And I thought I didn't get it because I was in competition with so many people. 4 months later, guess what? That job came back. Because I set myself in alignment. And that job opened. And I asked the people, why it took so long. They said, well, we had about 20 people to go through. We got a lot of strong applicants. But we really liked you. And that's because my spirit, they saw my empathic spirit. And that aligned with that person. Now, when people gives you a job, they're looking at who you are. And also, they already know your resume. They're looking at who you are. And you got to stand in that. Because I wasn't going to change for a job if I didn't get it. And that's what the universe knew. I wasn't faking anything. But that job came back 4 months later. It's almost incredible, right? And they interviewed 20 people, and I got that job. And everything started to turn around. Like, I was in a part where, not another house, but another house I was trying to sell. And the market was so hard. But I needed to get out of this house because it was draining all my money. And I got down to like $2,000. I'm like, I cannot keep this up. This is at the time when I lost my job too. And I needed to sell that house. And I probably went through, 30, 40 people. And it's stressing me out to the gills, okay? And I prayed for that somebody to come by this house and get it out for me, because I needed God's help. And guess what? 3 or 4 days later, I had a contract. Sold it. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever your wish is going to be your command. But you got to do your job to be divinely protected. Okay? So I want to help people out there. Justice is going to be served on you and give you the right things. But you got to make that decision on Scorpio. You got to make that decision to go back. Because right here with the Queen of Cups, your spirit is not fulfilled in your heart. Okay? That's just what I'm seeing. You're stressed out a lot here. Okay? You're stressed out a lot here. And you might be talking to heaven. Or you might be talking, but you're still not saying to yourself, not accepting. You're not accepting it right here. It's when you surrender. Your weakest. When you surrender to your higher creator. Okay? Then the new world will begin, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. Everything will come in alignment for you. Okay? You will see. And this is like manifesting. But I need you to understand how, why. Your plans, your thinking, your overthinking, your truth, you have to leave it behind here. I mean, leave the old of you behind here with the Seven of Swords. Don't let it affect you. There's your Sun card, happiness, and the Hierophant. And, yeah, there's a Lover's card too, but we won't go, but that's in the Ten of Cups. But you're going to have to be willing to get in your spiritual side and your truth. And you can't go through these red lights. It's either, yes, I accept it, that means red, or green, yes, I do. I mean, green, I accept it, red, I don't. Not in the middle of the yellow. You see those strings? That is attaching yourself to which one you choose. And you have the Three of Cups, divinely protected, your angels, ancestors around you, sunlight, accepting your soul and your spirit belongs to the energy of the heavens, just like the sun. The sun is always happy. It's always there for you. Nine of Cups is your happiness again. And the Hierophant is teaching you spiritual teaching here to get in touch with yourself. All right, reflect on it. Walk away from the bad things that no longer serve you. And get your Ten of Cups of full happiness. And the Lover's card here is about choosing the right way. Okay, the Lover's card is about connecting in the good choice. Okay, and that also might bring you to spirit, but it's also about connecting with yourself first, and then those people have to be aligned with you. If they're not aligned with you, so whoever, even if you do meet somebody, they have to be aligned spiritually with you. And you might be getting, that regardless if that's a boss, if that's a job, if that's a person, family members, they have to be aligned with you, Scorpio. At the end of the day, you cannot be with somebody who's not in spiritual alignment with you. It never works. It never works. If that spirit and the mental and emotional, the Four of Wands, whatever, that on that side, if they don't have the spiritual alignment, it will never work with anybody, even in a boss or a job. You'll have somebody's demonic, and you'll be an angel. Again, those don't work. So this is why the Wheel of Fortune, it's been a struggle. This is why it's been a struggle. Okay, this is why you got lost in your path with that Two of Wands. Okay? So just think about that, Scorpio. Let me know what your thoughts are. And this is a very powerful spiritual message. You can take it or leave it. Of course, it's your free will. But I wanted to say that. If you're struggling out there, why? This is why. Talk to the heavens regarding your spirit. Okay? Get a soul, break the soul ties of bad things, and tell them to help you. Okay? Because whatever you control, usually it doesn't work. You can put it out there and try. But relationships don't work because they're not aligned with you. Jobs don't work because they're not aligned with you. And because you were lost and you didn't ask the heavens or your higher creator to help you. Let them help you. And they will. Send in love and light, Scorpio. Take care. Bye-bye.